Hey guys, this is your bro Arvind here again. I'm being joined here by my very own friend Raj Sharma, who is working as a product manager. So he is going to be my chief guest for the day. Me from transitioning from a tester into a development team member into a product management now. Hey Raj, welcome to the Corporate Broker channel.
Hey, hi Arvind. Thanks for inviting me to your channel. Hello, viewers. I will be happy to share my experience and all the journey like which I have done for the last 15 years. So, yeah, thank you for
Perfect,
inviting me.
perfect. People are in situations where they are either like a tester, don't know what to do, where to transition to, and then we are also having development team members who have similar conundrum as to what they are going to do next. So possibly your roadmap can help them and inspire them into getting into those roles.
Yeah,
Cool.
definitely.
So to start with, I mean, like, what you were a tester, right? So I mean, like, how were your days as a tester, and then like, what made you kind of like transition into a development team member role?
Yeah, so I will just give you a brief that I am around 2010 pass out, BTech pass out, and after that I joined my first company as tester. So there I started my career as manual tester. Then the automation boom was there. Everyone was moving towards the automation. We had few tools like QTP and then Selenium. So I learned those. I started doing the automation testing, manual testing as per the company need. So everything was going good. But during the college days, even 11th, 12th also, I was doing the coding those days also. So I was passionate about coding. So when I got this testing role, I always tried to move to development. But after long 9 years, I got this opportunity and I tried to grab from both hands. And then I am here. Like after moving to development, like that was my passion. Coding was my passion. I was learning when as I told, I was automation tester as well. So I had good knowledge about Java, and then Selenium framework I knew. So many other things like all Java concepts I was already aware of. So those helped me. And then I went through some development training and all, and I started contributing as developer.
Yeah. Okay. So now that you have kind of like provided like how you transition, what inspired you, what kind of motivation you had. So ultimately, let's say like there are people right now who are watching this channel who are testers and ultimately like they don't know where to transition. Possibly like is there any advice that you can give them?
Definitely. If you see the industry, right? In the industry, you will see many roles and people are transitioning from one role to another. There is no limitation. Okay, suppose if any person is working as a tester, okay, if they are very good in coding, if they are passionate, if they are able to put a lot of effort, they can transition to development. If they know agile better, they know they have some ethics, they have good communication, they have good management skill, time management and all, they can look for the scrum master role as well. If they are very good in taking the decisions, they can take any decision at any time and they will be accurate. They are very good in prioritization, they can prioritize the work. Every day we prioritize many things in personal life as well, so we can understand like how we are there. So if they put a lot of effort related to the product management, like how product works, then like what customer wants, so all those things, if they are very much passionate, they can move towards that role. So many roles are there and it is not limited to, they have to just put the hard work. I have seen people, okay, they were tester, they were very good in data. Okay, so they did data analytics and they moved to the different data roles. They became the data scientist also. So for the past 15 years in my career, I have seen people switching from testing role to many different roles. People became business analyst. Right now, we are seeing the product owner or product management roles. Earlier, business analyst roles were there, and then delivery managers were there. So all these roles are open to testers. If they work hard, they try to learn new skills and all. Maybe after a few days, they can just switch the roles. So it totally depends upon person to person and what they like.
Right. Great. So now let me have a follow-up question for you over there, right? I mean, like since you moved from being a tester into a developer, I mean, like you think like you had some kind of unfair advantage like when you became a developer? I mean, did that help you with that transition?
Yeah, see, when you are a tester, right, you understand the customer better than the developers. Because see, right now, many organizations are moving towards that. Okay, developers have to test also. So now developers are also becoming very smart with the UIs and all. Okay, earlier developers were just into the code. They wanted to know only about the code flow and all. Okay, they were not much bothered about UI. But nowadays, time has changed. When I moved, right, at that time, still developers were learning the UI, but I was very much good with the UIs, with the customer experience and all those things, like what customer want. I used to break the system when I was tester. I had only one intention, that in production bugs should not be there. Oh, at least our customers should not face any issue. So that was my mindset. When I moved to development, right? So those flow, I knew that, okay, how UI will work, what customer wants, all these things gave me good perspective, good flow. And then I added my programming knowledge. I tried to learn. So the only thing which I concentrated more on the programming area, coding wise, because customer side or UI side, I was very well equipped. So all those things helped me. And I felt, yeah, some coding gaps were there where I learned many new things. Okay, I kept updated myself with the new technologies in the development, like new framework. I was totally focused on coding because I was very good with UIs and the customer requirements.
Okay. So now that follow-up question to that. So now that you were like a person who were identifying issues, trying to break the system, now you became a developer. So did your perception change like when you became a developer as to how hard is it to be a developer, or you still think like the testers were the best of the both?
No, like for every role, like they have advantage or disadvantage. Okay. So as a tester, like you are not going, I'm talking about black box tester. Like suppose they are not seeing the code. So they will randomly do any kind of testing just to break the system. I used to do that. Okay. So there that give you the freedom. Okay. Like, okay, I can break the system, I can raise the bugs and all. And uh, as many as bug you raise, you will get the bounty, like you will get the name recognition and all those things, right? So as a tester, we loved it. Okay. So, but there is a risk also associated with the testing. Suppose if you miss that, okay, if you miss any bug,
Uh,
if that production comes, so everybody will be questioning you, how you tested in dev environment, how you tested in UAT, how you missed this bug, why didn't you think about this scenario? So advantages are there, like, okay, we don't need to code much. Okay, we are just trying to break. Okay, we are the negative person, we want system to break. And but at the same time, we are the last line of defense. Okay, so if
ah,
we miss anything,
okay.
definitely everybody is going to blame us. But as a developer, like advantage is like I can see the code, I can understand everything, I have good knowledge, like how the code is flowing, like how the data is flowing. But at the same time, when I'm developing, I will be afraid, okay, that if tester will break the code, if they come up with the new defect, or if suppose if any coding issue comes, like which will take a lot of time because we have some SLAs, we have to fix it within some timelines. Okay, so some advantage and disadvantage is there. And when I code, I know that, okay, now the goal is, and now the ball is in tester's court. If they
That's
miss
good.
anything, they will be liable to that. But so just we pray as a developer that, okay, we don't get any defect and better coding
Mhm.
we can do. But the advantage was with me, like when I used to do the development, I used to test properly also. So it was a
Mm,
good advantage
okay.
for me.
So that's
But
where your
anyway,
testing
when
skills came in
and
handy.
when you
Okay.
code, you are a positive person. So that is also one negative thing. I positively used to think. So
Uh,
definitely it would be always better if somebody is developing, another person is testing. So that is the ideal
okay.
scenario.
Very, very unique way to put it. But yeah, have you had a situation where you were a tester and then you had a development team member with whom like you were raising all the defects? Now you are working alongside them as a developer. How did that go? Have you had those situations?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Like, yeah, I'm not in the same team, but I can understand the pain. And they also say, like, okay, are you now seeing the pain? That how much effort you have to put for debugging
Uh,
and all those things. Sometimes I used to put the minor issues, okay, like UI issues and
mm,
all. Developer used to
mm,
say that, okay, we can manage with this defect. Okay, this is not that critical. So, but I used to fight. No, this is like severity is low, priority is high for customer. So all those things now they say like, okay, you are also
okay.
at the same boat right now, and maybe you
Same.
can understand that situation. You don't want any low kind of defect, low severity defect. You don't want. You don't want to see many UI issues. You will think like, okay, customer can manage like that.
So, awesome. Okay. So now that you are a developer, now that you said like you are also interested in coding. I mean, right now you are a product manager. I mean, what inspired you? I mean, how did you even make the transition? Because again, a lot of people who are in the development area want to make switches. So possibly this may kind of like provide them with the visibility of, okay, so this is one way like where I can approach my career transition, right? So possibly, uh, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. Like, you know that my passion was coding, but the only thing is like I did coding for around 4 years. I was developer for 4 years. So the main reality in IT is like whole. Yeah, nowadays we are seeing some change, but definitely our, if you see the history, right? First 10 years or 8 years you code actually. After that, slowly you move to leadership roles. Okay, you have to be a leader in future, suppose in any way. Yeah, suppose if you become principal engineer, also there also you are a leader. You are taking a lot of decision related to designing and other parts. Okay, so as you grow in any organization or in the IT industry, you should get some leadership quality. Okay, so
Mm,
when I was coding, right, definitely I was coding well. I was doing Angular, Java, and all those things. But I was thinking like, okay, can I somehow go into the leadership role where I can just groom myself, okay, as a leader?
mm,
So I was thinking that one. Second thing was I knew that okay, how the internal system works, like with the code and all, how we are fetching the data from the database, how we are pushing to the front end, and all those things I came to know. I was
mhm,
having some idea about that what defects we have to raise for the customer experience, better customer experience. All those things were there, but still I was knowing that okay, how our customers use okay these
mm,
applications, like what all, like what market requires, what customer requires in the real world, how they use, what are the matrices, and all those things. I was very much curious about all those things, how we are solving their problems. Okay, I had some visibility but not all. So those things were there, like I know like how to build this feature, all those things,
mm,
but I was not knowing why I am building this feature, how it is
mm,
solving customers problem, how it is impacting. Okay, as a tester I had some idea but not not the whole thing. So these two reasons were there, and the third reason was I always believe that okay, you are relevant in the industry if you are adding value to the
mm.
organization, value to the
True.
deliverables, okay, value to the industry. If
Mm,
you are not adding value, if you are very good in skills but those skills are not adding any value, those skills are
mm,
outdated, then
mm,
definitely you will be outdated, you will not be relevant to the industry or company. So definitely
right.
when I learned testing, right, I learned development, then I came to know that okay, maybe all these skills, right, I can better utilize in the product management. So that is why
Right.
all these three reasons made me to think like okay, if I get any opportunity for product management role, definitely I will
Mm.
consider that.
When you talk to your development team members and they get to know that you know how to code and how the code works, I mean, how does that conversation go? I mean,
First of all, 4 to 5, like I have worked with around 4 to 5 teams for the last 2 years,
uh,
okay, as a
mm,
product manager. So, first of all, I have seen that they become very happy, okay, after seeing me that, okay, this guy knows coding, okay, because they feel like, okay, the conversation will be very smooth, okay, and it becomes
mm,
actually many times. Like I have seen that whatever they speak, I generally understand in a single time, on the single time only, and after that I respond, and everything, like conversation will be very much relevant. It's not like
mm,
I am taking too much time to understand, and also they become very happy. But we generally use Fibonacci, okay,
mhm,
estimation. So
mhm,
like 1, 2, 3, or 5 or 8, depending upon the complexity and the effort will be required for any user stories. So suppose if 3 pointer is required, but if they estimate 5 pointer or maybe more than that, then I
mm.
ask question, and then they also give some answer. So conversation becomes very productive. Like I never try to blame them that okay, I know the coding, okay, so I understand everything, but definitely I want the discussion to be fruitful. So I ask them reason and they can't provide the vague reasons. Okay. So that is the worst thing. So sometimes they like actually this guy knows
Mm.
coding, but sometimes they dislike also.
Perfect, perfect. So now the same question as you transition from a tester to a developer, right? How do you think the technical knowledge that you have is kind of like enabling you with your product management role? I know, like you said, that it makes the conversations with the engineering teams really easy, but are there like any other benefits that you see? Because ultimately, you know, like a lot of people watching this video may be in the same situation. Okay, I'm good at communication. I'm just like really understanding. Like I'm also curious about like I need to know the why now. So how can I transition? So is there like a roadmap that you can provide? Like okay, so do these things, take these steps, so that like you can make this transition from being a developer into a product manager.
Yeah, see, the thing is, right, every role have different demand. Okay, like suppose if you are a tester, right? For testing role, there will be some different demand, like you have to possess those kinds of quality. For developing development role, you need some skills, different skills. For the product management role also, you have to have some skills. Okay, some skills I can just say like, okay, you should be very good in decision making. Okay. I am seeing that every day you have to take some decisions. You can't count 10 decisions or 20 decisions, maybe every day, or maybe more than that, depending upon your role. Okay. Second thing is that you have to have good relationship with every team member. Every like you
Mm,
should be having good idea about stakeholder management. That is a skill.
yeah.
Okay. So you should be able to handle your all the stakeholders like development team, engineering managers, and like other product management, then business, all these guys. So you should be
Mm,
very good with them. You should have good communication skill. Okay. You
mm,
should be very much bold. Like you should not shy
mm.
while speaking anything. Even if
Correct, correct, correct.
if you are asking some basic question, okay, you
Mm,
should ask. Okay, but in other roles, maybe these things you can just ignore for some time. But in
mm.
product management roles, this role demands all these things. So
Okay.
definitely, when somebody, and so many things are there, time management are there, and you have
Mm,
to think about it. Like you should be very much systematic. Okay, many
mm,
items will be there with you.
mm,
Okay, suppose you have to connect with the business, you have to connect with other stakeholders, other product managers. So you
mm,
have to be very systematic. If you are
mm,
forgetting anything, then maybe
mm.
release will be impacted, deliverables will be
Okay.
impacted. Okay,
Mm,
so when you are a developer, right, at that time you have to think about all these qualities. You have to slowly think about all these quality, developing the quality. You have to have the leadership. Okay,
mm,
because you see that when you are in a development team, if you are a
mm,
tech lead, definitely
mm,
still you have 5 to 7 or 10 developers with you. Okay, so
mm,
developers are in group. Okay, if
mm,
somebody is not doing something, others can do. But as a product owner or manager, okay, many times you will be alone. Okay, you will be fighting your own battle. Okay,
mm,
so if you miss something, impact will be huge. Okay, so
mm,
all those things you have to take care in every meeting. Like many times you will see lot of meetings and all. You have to be always listening to all the conversation, because any conversation will help you in other meetings or other deliverables. So all those things are there, like which you need to develop. Leadership quality is very much required, because as a developer, maybe you will be connecting with your product manager or owner to know
mm,
about something. You
mm,
decision you will be sending to them, like you will be asking them to take decisions. You will be checking
mm,
with your engineering manager. But as a
mm,
product manager, many a time
mm,
you won't be connecting with any other people. You will be just taking the decisions on your own. So all these qualities are required. So definitely it's a good transition. Like you will be getting lot of exposure to the
mm,
leadership skills and all, and you will be able to groom yourself. So definitely I would recommend. But the the basic thing is that everyone has to do some hard work and smart work. Without hard
mm,
work, we can't do any transition. Every role demands some hard work. Maybe form will be different. Okay,
mm,
people are doing some coding, so that form of hard work is different. But
mm.
every role demands hard work. Without hard work, like we can't succeed.
Very well, sir. Okay. So now you see that AI is coming into the picture. So now the developers are equipped with all those tools, like where they can like really do the coding faster. So now, how do you see your role as a product manager kind of like changing now?
So it is impacting all the roles, and we can't escape from here. This is not a new technology. For the last 4 to 5 years, we have been listening about it, but this is
Mm,
now very hot. And
mm,
without using the AI in our day-to-day life, not only using, if you are not
mm,
AI manager, AI product
mm,
manager, it is
mm.
hard to survive. And same,
Okay.
it is same for all the roles.
So now let's get into the quick fire round. So this is going to be interesting. Really like
Tricky.
one word. Yes, one word answer or a one sentence answer, but let's see how it goes. Okay. So I mean,
Yeah,
which role did you like? QA, developer, or a product manager?
I like product manager role.
So next question is a typical thing you may encounter every day. let's say a story card or a feature is getting delayed, what is the most common excuse you hear from the developers?
See, so many, so many reasons I see. Okay, like some reasons, like some general reasons are like when while doing the estimation, we didn't think about these edge cases. We didn't think about these classes, like these classes also require some changes. So that is one there. Like, but suppose if delay is happening because of some defects or feature, so people will say, developers will say, okay, it is working in my system, my environment, but it is not working in QA's environment, or it is not working in production or something like that. We need some time to research. So all these are some common areas, but we try to deliver the feature within timelines.
So now, let's say a feature fails in production. So now, who is the first person to be blamed? Since you have been a tester, a developer, and a product manager, now you will be in a better position to say like who is going to take the blame.
Yeah, first of all, we try to blame the environment and all. Something happened in the environment. Okay, so much data is there in production, or maybe we try to find that, okay, if somehow business has done something wrong, something like that. Okay, we try to do that. If that is not the case, then we will start pointing. Okay, this is the product manager, like who put this feature in the production for this release. So we will try to point there. Then product manager will be pointing to. Then how we tested in UAT and also so
Mm.
flow is there, but definitely it starts with the product manager because
I enjoyed it asking you because you have been in all three roles. Like I thoroughly enjoyed that question.
there is no
Okay.
escape, Arvind.
Nice.
So
Okay.
better to
So
avoid the production defect.
all right, Raj. Now that we are nearing the end of this episode, so I would really want to understand from you, and then like possibly you advise as to how can people in your situations, like possibly people who are testers right now, who want to transition into a development team member or a product team member, or like let's say a person is already a development team member and they want to switch to a product, like what would your advice be for them?
Yeah, definitely, Arvind. Like we know that okay, in IT industry, many a time we face these uncertain situations and all. So definitely we should be ready for any kind of challenges. We should be ready for any kind of change. So if anybody wants to change their role from tester to developer or tester to product manager or any kind of transition, right? They should be very much ready for the challenge. It is not going to be easy. I'm telling you that in a frank manner. So like it can be like from tester to developer, then you'll have to have some certain skills you have to learn. Okay, not all the skills you will be having. I also didn't have. I also faced lost a lot of challenges. So I worked on those and I tried to remove those. Like I tried to gain some skills so that like I can survive as a developer the same way when I did from development to product management. Certain skills I had to groom. So those skills were not with me. So I tried to learn those and I tried to groom myself. So the only advice I will give to our viewers, like if you are ready for any kind of transition, so okay, please keep 2 to 3 things in your mind. That first thing is like there should be some liking, some passion about something. If you are passionate about coding, then you can go for the development. If you are passionate about solving the customer problems, thinking about the requirement and how we can like bring something for our customers and all, how you can improve all those things. So definitely you should look for the product management role. And the same way, if you love the data and all, so you can go for the data scientist or data analytics roles. But definitely challenges will be there. So please try to think about like how you can put more effort. Okay, so that like whatever learning you are able to do, you can just do at the extra time or something. You are putting extra effort. If you are not putting any hard work and all, then that transition will be a little bit tougher. So that advice will be there, and try to become like quicker learner. Try to do something like that. Try to be more efficient in everything. Okay, so all those things you can just develop.
Okay.
So those things I would just suggest my viewers. Yeah.
Awesome, Raj. Was really nice talking to you, and all the best for your career transition. I don't know like what you're going to have passion for next, but all the very best. Um, all right, so see you guys next in the next episode. But thank you very much. Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Arvind, for inviting me. Thank you, everyone.
The
God bless.
corporate bro code, the only code you'll